This is another segment of my Harvest Series videos. Today I'm going to pull up some onions, and these were Georgia Sweets that I bought transplants and planted them. And I have them in a raised bed in an area about 4 foot by 6 foot. And I believe that there's about 66 plants in here. I know I've lost a couple, and I pulled one up and used it one day, so roughly it's 66 plants. So they don't look like they've done as well as a lot of people's onions that I've seen, but hey, they can't all be bumper crops. But it'll give you a general idea of just how much onions you can get from an area this large. People tell you that when you grow onions to pull the dirt away from them and they'll grow better. Well, I tried, but I just didn't have any luck with pulling the dirt away because we had so much rain this year. It seemed like every time I turned around it was raining, and I tried coming out here and pulling some of it away, but the dirt, it wasn't working for me. So I want to show you the difference between the ones that the dirt was pulled away from them and the ones that weren't, because it does make a difference. As you can see, these were kind of above the soil. There's one. So these were two above the soil. Wasn't that much of a difference in that one. What I've noticed is that the ones that were left below the soil ended up more elongated, not quite as big. There's another one. There's another one. This one was below the soil, so it didn't seem to matter on that one. That one did pretty good. Here's the onions after I pulled them up. I had them planted about 6 inches apart, and this is where a raised bed really shines, in my opinion. If I had 66 plants planted 6 inches apart in a single file row, it would have taken up 33 row feet. And that's a lot to take care of and to water if you have to water. So, I mean, this has been something like a 6 foot by 4 foot area. I grew the same amount of onions. And when I bought these, they weren't in the best condition. They looked like they had been hit by a cold spell or something, and I really didn't expect much of these onions to begin with. But they did fairly well. I'd say the biggest ones you see there are about the size of a baseball, and I'm going to let them lay here and dry for a few days, knock the soil off of them, and then cut the dried off tops off. And I'll weigh them and let you know how much I got from this planting. So here's the onions. I let them dry out in the sun for 2 days, and they were drying beautifully. And I thought I'd give them one more day, and on the 3rd day it poured down raining and they got soaked. So some of the soil got soaked into the skins, and that's why they look kind of dirty looking. But I got 10.5 pounds in the end, and there were 58 onions here. Like I said before, they didn't have the best conditions. We had a whole lot of rain this year, and in fact, you know, it rained yesterday. They got soaked. And the onions are called Georgia Sweets. They're actually Granex, yellow Granex hybrid, which are also known as Vidalia onions. They can only be called Vidalias if they're grown in Georgia. So since these were grown in Virginia, they have to be called Georgia Sweets. So that's my onion harvest. Hope it helps.